Hi, you are welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Prince Idowu, a brand identity designer and a design coach. Now, in this video, I'm going to teach you the elements of graphic design. And before I proceed, please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell right now, so that anytime we upload in this channel, you will be notified immediately. Thank you. Now, elements of graphic design, they are the basic building blocks of design. Just as when you want to build house, now before that house can come into completeness, so you know that you have to get a land, then you have to get sand, you have to get water, you have to get cement and many other things. Now, after that you make bricks, then those bricks, from bricks you now start building the house. Now, bricks by bricks, so the house is developing until you now finally finish it. Now, before you design, there are some things that make up design, and those things, they are called elements of graphic design. Let me use another example. If you want to cook food, now there are ingredients that must be present. Maybe, for instance, you want to cook a jollof rice, so there are ingredients that should be present. I will have named them now, but I don't want to name them, maybe later on. But you know that rice will be there. Then you know that every other ingredient as well will be there. Let's leave that. Now, those ingredients, they are the one that make up or come together to produce a good jollof rice. Those things, they are called elements of jollof rice, right? Instead of ingredients. Now, we also have ingredients in graphic design, and they are called elements of graphic design. I want you to follow me closely and pay attention to every detail I'm going to share. Now, I want to tell you the first element that is very important in graphic design. Number one is color. Now, color helps to create mood and emotions in design. It helps to attract attention and communicate a particular message. Every color that you see in a design, they have a particular meaning they stand for. And I want you to notice this, that each color has both negative and positive meaning. So in my master class for graphic design, I explain in details the meaning of each color, and you can also search it out in your leisure time to know more about the meaning of color. And let me share a little with you about that. When we are talking about red is attention grabber. That is, it is an attention grabbing color, so it always grab attention. And the same red, you can also use it to express love. That is why most especially Valentine design, they are always with red. Even Christmas, you see red as well, because it denotes that God loved the world, so for giving us His Son. So that is the meaning of color. Color is very important. It helps you to communicate better to your audience. Now, the next element is typography. Now, typography, this is how text appear in design. There are many types of text. So in typography, you will understand that there are some texts that they are known as serif fonts. There are some that they are known as sans serif fonts. So when you move further, you know that there are some that they are known as slab. There are decorative fonts, and there are many other fonts in classification like that. Now, typography aims to improve readability and clarity. So when you want to enjoy, or you want your audience to enjoy the write-up or what you wrote, so you have to use a particular font that correlates with the kind of message that you want to pass to your audience. Now, the next element is line. Line is used to separate, to connect, and to also guide the eyes. And in design, it helps to create structure. Anytime you see a text being underlined, there is an emphasis. It's showing you that you should take note of that things. So what do you make, or what makes you underline it, or what is the element that you use for underlining is known as the line. And line can be used for many things. It can be used for separation, maybe from one entity to another. It can be used to separate them. So that is for line. Then the fourth element is shape. Shapes are created by combining lines, that is accumulation of the lines or joining together of the lines make shapes. Shapes help organize content and create visual interest. For instance, now, if you write on a box, so it means that write-up, you want it to get a special attention from the audience. So shapes helps to create visual interest so that it can invite people's interest into a particular information that you are trying to communicate. So, and when we move further in shapes, you know that there are different kinds of shape: triangle, rectangle, polygon, etc. The next element is known as space. Space is the empty area in a design. That is where you didn't add any elements, or where you didn't put any text or color, or where you didn't add any text or shape. And space is also known as either white space, or you call it breathing space. So it helps the design to breathe and increase focus. For instance, if your design has no space, so everything is jam-packed with information, is jam-packed with text or any other element. So it will deprive the audience of having more interest in reading your design, because there is no space for them to breathe. So breathing space is very important in any design. When you leave breathing space, it doesn't mean that you don't have anything to put in, but you also have the interest of your target audience, so that they can feel good whenever they are interacting with your content. The next one is image. Image are photos, icons, or illustrations. Image helps support the design or the message visually. I used to tell my students that if your image that you use for a design is blurry, then it means your design is blurry. The entire design is blurry, because the glory of every design is the image. But if you use a very good and sharp image, it means that you have a high tendency that the whole design will come out very good. Image helps to illustrate your message or communicate your message to your audience in one view. There are some images that you use, people will know what you are trying to communicate. Even without reading the text, they can understand it better. The last but not the least elements that I'm going to mention is texture. Now, what is texture? Texture adds depth and feeling to a design. For instance, when you hold a book or a sheet of paper, when you feel it, there is kind of feeling that comes with it. And when you also feel or you touch the hardcover of that book, so it's feels in different way. Same thing to texture in graphic design. There are some things that you can make in design to improve the texture, that is the depth of it, especially when you are using 3D secrets in your design. Maybe you write a text with 3D. So the text will help us to know the length at which you want us to get the information. It helps us to know the depth of information or the depth of what you are trying to communicate, how important it is. So in simple word, elements are tools that you use that make up design. My principle and how you apply them in a design. I hope you understand this lesson very well. Tell me one or two things that you gain or you understand in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe, like and share so that many other people can benefit from this information or from this class. Prince Israel Idowu. See you next time.